anyways. Just first question I have for you is, how did you come to be in leadership? Like, what um, were you always just taking on leadership roles or what?
Oh, I would say that I came into leadership a little bit by uh, proximity. I've been around leadership positions for a long time, especially in the church. I grew up in a family of pastors and leaders. My grandfather was a pastor, my mom's dad, and then my dad is a senior pastor and took over one of the churches that my grandfather planted. My mom has always been a church leader, uncles, people, and even when I left home and got into college, through my parents' connections, I would end up closely connected with some senior pastors there in Lubbock, and then moving up here, I got involved with a church where I became one of the musicians, and then eventually became the youth pastor, jobs, management positions and stuff like that. So when it comes down to how I became a leader, if you understand, I guess, purpose and God appointed vision, you can see over my life how He has placed me and given me the opportunity to lead. Haven't always done it well at all, but I tried to keep up with the opportunities, and I think at this point I'm probably taking the most of my talents and using them for excellence than ever before. So it happened, I think, because God wanted it to, but it took effort on my part too, to even just be humble, to training. That's one really important thing about becoming a leader is taking on leadership roles doesn't mean you're automatically in charge of other people. To me, it means you automatically become in charge of growing yourself and allowing yourself to be grown.
What are some of the challenges that you've had to face? Like some challenges within leadership, and then maybe even some that you personally had to face.
I think one of the greatest leadership challenges that I've had to deal with in other people has been around making sure that I was able to manage other people's time and not just do it myself. Which that sounds braggadocious, but it's really a detriment to good leadership to not allow people to succeed and just take on things because they haven't got it done yet. That's a huge problem for me. And then on top of that, the challenge of when to correct and when to coach. Those aren't always the same thing. You coach people in teaching moments. You correct people in uh, learning moments, I guess, where they need to learn from a mistake. You teach someone based on, I guess, a deficiency. They have to learn from things that they've done wrong on purpose or on accident. It doesn't matter. And I'm kind of iffy at that. And in my personal self, learning to walk through failures of my own has always been a big problem for me because I destroy myself over my failures. I just I'll chew myself up over my failures and just lay down and die. I'll live and die with every situation, especially if I get something wrong and I know I could have prevented it or I know I could have done something better. Uh, I've never wanted to give up over a failure, but I have definitely wanted to just disappear over a failure. So that's a big thing for me. Learning to make mistakes and live with them and be okay with it and move on to better.
Okay. What are some of the rewards of being in leadership?
I think there's a singular role for reward in leadership. You know, leadership always has positional placements, but those positional placements are always tools for the Holy Spirit to use your availability. So those, I don't really see those as rewards. Everything comes as a tool. But the best reward of leadership, if you do it right, is seeing other people surpass your efforts and talents. Growing people has always been my biggest leadership reward. As far as, you know, I used to, when I worked in the corporate world, I used to tell the people that reported to me, if within the next 2 years you can't do my job as well as or better than me, I've failed. And now you're making me look bad. Because if you can't do my job, then I can't get a promotion to go do something else. And I want to get a promotion every 2 years. And so that was always a goal of mine, was to make sure that I was, and not just focusing on one person, but just raising a team of people that, you know, could take over. You know, if I fell off the face of the earth tomorrow, business and work don't stop, because people are there that can do the job, and nobody will notice. If nobody notices I'm gone, then that's good.
Yeah. Okay, if you had one thing to tell a future leader in the church, maybe me, or anybody that you've had the opportunity to kind of help coach along the way, what would it be?
One thing, oh man, this is my legacy right here, right? This is it. This will be when they'll play this at my funeral. Don't lose this tape, unless I say something stupid, and then just burn it. If I had to tell a future leader one thing, don't believe your own press. Value feedback and criticism more than you value compliments, because you'll never learn a thing from a compliment, but you will definitely grow from feedback. So don't ever get caught up in your own hype. You're not that important. And the moment that you think you're that important, you're definitely failing as a leader, because leaders are just servants that serve first.
Very cool.